What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Dee Hankins Show, where we talk about life, help you with your curveballs, and celebrate your home runs. My name is Dee Hankins. If this is your first time with us, welcome to the show. If you've been rocking with me, we are 5 episodes in, and I'm excited. Well, 6 episodes in. This will be the 6th episode, and I'm so excited, man. I've had a great time going on this journey with you all. The responses from YouTube and Instagram and all the social media platforms of y'all that have been watching has been awesome. I love the comments. I love what you have been saying. So we're gonna keep this ball rolling. Episode 6 is all about the second pillar of your core 4, which is, yes, financial. Your financial health is critical in your core 4. So if this is your first time with the show and you have no idea what I'm talking about, my job is to get you to become ultra resilient, meaning I want you to avoid pitfalls and I want you to be able to bounce back when something happens. In order to do that, you need to protect and do the best job you personally can and commit to your core 4, which is your spiritual health, your financial health, your physical health, and your mental health. If you can create goals and you can actively pursue those goals with vengeance, with precision, with commitment, you will become extremely resilient. That is just the byproduct. You will be able to learn how to make better choices. You will be able to learn how to respond to what choices people make, other people make, and you will be able to bounce back from natural disasters and things that are out of your control. We're focused in these next few episodes strictly on financial health, okay? Why? Your finances touch every part of your life, period. If you live in the United States, especially the United States, we're a capitalistic country. Money. Yeah, money, you need money. Sorry, you need money to get the things that you want to get. You need money to get the ball rolling. You need money to stay afloat. And a lot of people, though they're getting money, they're drowning because there is a way to handle money. There is something called financial literacy. It's how the rich stay rich and how the poor stay poor. Now, don't get me wrong. These next few episodes are not only going to talk about budgeting tips, but the real, sometimes confusing and frustrating dynamics between personal finance and systematic issues, okay? But you can take control over your finances. You have that power. When I talk to people, a lot of people will say they want financial freedom. So let's break this down. Financial freedom is important because it allows you to do the things that you need to do, especially in your core 4. It allows you to stay in shape. It allows you to seek mental health pathways that will strengthen your mind. It allows you to do things that help you spiritually. You know, for instance, I go to a church that does a really great job helping the community. When I'm in financial straits or when I haven't taken care of my finances, when they ask me for something or they ask for a donation, I'm looking around with my hands in my pocket because I don't have the money to do so, even though I know that that will fulfill me spiritually. And a lot of people are like that. So let's take control. Let's dedicate our time to taking financial control over our lives. Let's stop making excuses. Let's go from wishful thinking to an action plan. And that's what I want to do in these episodes that are coming up. So this one and the other ones that are coming up. All right. Financial freedom. It's more than just a number, okay? There are many, many stories that you can Google right now of people who have won the lottery and their life has gotten worse. Why? No idea how to manage their financial health. No financial literacy. They just think that a large number will be the cure-all. It will help everything in their life. If I only had $1 million, everything would be peachy keen. And research will show that is not the case. I've said this before. Well, try me. Pick me to be the guinea pig and we'll see what happens. Well, there's enough people out there who have messed up for you not to mess up. There's a biblical proverb that says, if you cannot take care of the little bit that you have, you will not be able to handle anymore. You'll not be able to handle a lot. So if you're sitting here and you're in debt and you're in financial straits and you only make $40,000 a year, guess what? If you made $40 million a year, you'd still have the same problems because it is behavioral, okay? It's not a math problem. It's not a math issue. It's a behavioral issue. Well, how could you say that, D? Well, I'll tell you. Dave Ramsey and his team did a extensive research project where they looked at, I think it's like 10,000 everyday millionaires or something like that. Thousands of everyday millionaires. And there's 5 careers which were consistently in the top 5 of the everyday millionaires, okay? Number 1, CPAs. Number 2, those in management. Number 3, teachers, right? Teachers. Number 4, engineers. And number 5, attorneys. So all of those areas have very different earning levels, but it's about behavior. It's about what you do for those. Now, I'm an advocate for teachers. I don't think teachers get paid enough, to be honest with you, with all the stuff that they deal with. So I was shocked when I learned that teachers are in that top 5. Consistently, teachers are everyday millionaires. Everyday millionaires are simply people who have $1 million net worth. And you know some teachers that don't get paid enough. I know some teachers that don't get paid enough, but they're making things happen. You know why? Because of behavior. So I want you to get out your head that it can't be you. You can have financial freedom with however much you make. You just have to adjust. You just have to make decisions that make what you bring home work for you. And so these are the things that I want to share with you. And the first one is financial freedom is not just a number. You know you're financially free when the decisions you make are based off of opportunity and not necessity. I'm going to say that again. You know you are financially free when the decisions you make are based off of opportunity and not necessity. So, how do we get to be financially free? The first thing is the power of no. That word I learned in my 30s, and it has done wonders. The power of saying no to things that stress you out, saying no to jobs that stress you out, saying no to people that stress you out, saying no to things that cost you your life. All of these contribute to financial freedom. Saying no. If you didn't listen to episode 5, I talk about my issue with shoes. I used to be on the sneakers app and Nike every Friday at 7 a.m. trying to cop the newest sneaker. I just kept buying shoes. So I have a whole walk-in closet full of hundreds of pairs of shoes. At that time where I was buying shoes, I had no life insurance. I had no health insurance, to be honest with you. I had no savings. I had no retirement, no 401k, no Roth IRA. My kids had nothing in their college funds, no 529s, no trust, nothing. I was just giving Nike money, okay? And so, no, and that's not a shot against Nike. It was just stupid on me to try to buy all these things and have nothing in place. So if I died, I'd have nothing but a closet full of shoes. And my kids would have nothing but a missing dad and a closet full of shoes that they can't fit. So it's dumb. I was doing dumb things until I learned no. Until I realized that when you have money, especially with me for shoes, when you have money, I can go back and buy these shoes whenever I want. I might have to pay a steeper price, but so what? I got money rather than now. So I learned the power of no. And no helps me with a lot of things. You don't have to explain. You don't have to complain. Sometimes, no. You can just say no. When it comes to financial freedom, you have to actively say no to things. If you're in debt, you have to say no to a lot of things. And you have to say no to a lot of things that people might frown upon. You know, hey man, we're having this expensive yacht party, birthday party, or destination getaway, and we want you to come. And you look at your bank account, and your bank account screaming no. It has a lot of zeros. It's screaming no. You can't go. But you ignore that. And so you go. And you swipe that credit card, which is like, yes. The credit card is the devil on your shoulder saying, oh, yeah, girl, you can afford that. It'll only take you 6 years to pay off. And you do it. The power of no. Say no. When it comes to financial freedom, when it comes to financial health, saying no is your phone charger. So your phone is life, and it's on E, and it's gonna die. And you plug in no, and whoop, it starts to charge your life up again. Say no. Make a commitment today to say no to debt, to say no to stupid financial decisions, to say no to things that you do not need. Say no. So why do I spend so much time on finances? Why am I so passionate and so gung-ho about taking care of your finances? Well, when it comes to your core four, your finances touch everything. Like I stated before, so many people out there need therapy. They need to talk to someone. They need to let some things off of their chest. They need to heal, or at least start the healing process. And therapy costs money. So a lot of people deny therapy because they quote unquote can't afford it. It's not a necessity. You see therapy or you see daycare. Which one is more important? Well, for me, a healthy mom is more important for their kids. A healthy dad is more important for their kids. But when you're looking at your bills and how far your money can stretch you, most people are going to choose daycare because you have to go to work over therapy. Okay? Well, guess what? There's a world where you can do both. There's a world where you can afford therapy and you can afford daycare. There's a world in which that happens, but you're just going to have to sacrifice a lot. All right? So mentally, and not having finances will hurt you. Physically, not having finances will hurt you. We're talking about the inability to buy healthy things. So the go-to, think about this. A salad is like $8, $9. A salad. This is where they make their biggest profit margin, okay? Lettuce. You're paying for lettuce, a couple tomatoes, a sprinkle of a couple of shaved carrots, and some dressing for $8. Meanwhile, a double cheeseburger. They have a deal right now where you can get a double cheeseburger, 4 chicken McNuggets, some small fries, and a drink for $5.99. Or if you go chicken sandwich, you'll go $4.99. So one salad with 50 calories, max $8. This meal deal with 18 million calories and 1,000 calories of fat, $5. Well, if you got $10, what are you going to buy? I know what I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy the cheaper one. This is why money is important. This is why finances affect you. Now you can definitely work out for free. You don't need anything. But if you're new to working out and you don't want to get hurt and you need an instructor or you need somebody to guide you, it costs money. Well, I mean, yes and no. You can go to YouTube and things like that. But if you want to get serious about it, it costs money. Okay, it costs money to have a gym membership and so on and so forth. So finances is important in your life. And I don't understand why we don't treat it like a priority. I don't understand why we just continue to struggle with it. Okay, stop struggling with your finances. Take control. Well, okay, D, easier said than done. How do you take control of your finances? The mind. It starts here. You have to make a critical mind shift that goes from wishing you had financial freedom to wishing things were good to actually taking action. And sometimes these actions, listen closely, sometimes these actions are hard. There's a story that I read of a couple who moved in with their parents for 2 years. Married couple, moved in with their parents for 2 years. Can you imagine? But they did that in order to save money. So after their 2 years, they hit their target goal for their down payment to buy their house. Okay? That's a sacrifice that a lot of people aren't willing to make. That's a sacrifice that your parents aren't probably willing to make. But guess what? Sometimes you have to have these conversations where you say, yo, what do we need to do? If I have to work 2 jobs and you have to work 2 jobs for a short amount of time, then that's what we have to do. If we have to Uber around town to make ends meet, then that's what we have to do. But Ubering around town only to get that extra income to spend it on things you don't need is stupid. I'm sorry. Now, I will say this. Should we have to work 5 jobs and put our kids in daycare where both parents have to work and do overtime and all that stuff? Should we have to do that? No. And I agree with that 1,000%. However, if you're in a hole, you're going to need to do something. And it's not just I wish. We have to stop wishing. So you have to make that critical mindset shift that says, okay, D, what am I going to do? And I got to remind you, man, COVID was a wake-up call for me. COVID was like, yo, you cannot continue to live your years like this and die broke and put your kids through this. Many people say, I buy all these things to give my kids what they didn't have. And I am with you on that 1,000%. I grew up with very little. And so I try to give my kids everything that they want, that especially the things that I didn't have. But if I dig deep and I think in the recesses of my mind and I go, wait a minute, why do I automatically go to materialistic things? When I'm talking about things to give my kids, why do I automatically go to materialistic things? Game consoles, bikes, skateboards, sports, travel ball, all of this stuff, all of this materialistic thing. You know what I didn't have? I didn't have a 529. So when I went to college, I was on my own. For some of y'all, why are we thinking materialistic? Why isn't it not the root of the problem? The reason why you didn't have these things, because chances are, for a lot of us listening, our parents didn't take care of business. How many of y'all had a 529? How many of y'all had life insurance, an IRA that was transferred to your name when you were 18? Some of us do, right? But a lot of us don't. And ask yourself this, if you're listening, is your kid have a closet full of shoes, a PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, every game console there is, Fortnite, bucks? Do they have do they have thousands of dollars worth of materialistic things, but nothing in their savings account? Ask yourself that. So guess what? Even though you're giving them material things that you didn't have, when they get 18, guess what they're going to have to do? Take out a loan. They're going to start their adult career off in debt. Why? Because we gave them Xboxes and PlayStations instead of what they really need. They don't have any extra money to buy a car. So guess what? They're going to start off at 18 years old with college debt. They're going to start off with credit card debt, with a car payment, yada, yada. When housing prices are going up, everything is increasing. All because we wanted to give them materialistic things. We wanted to take them to a concert that costs $500 per ticket to see Chris Brown fly across the room and meet Chris Brown. You'll spend thousands of dollars to meet Chris Brown, which is great. I love Chris Brown. He's a great artist. I heard the concert was amazing, but you have no savings. You have no life insurance. So if you died on the way to the concert, you're assed out. You know what I'm saying? How many times have you been to Hawaii? How many times have you been to Mexico and Cancun? How many thousands have you spent on travel? But you have nothing, but you have a college loan just sitting, man. So look, I'm literally talking to myself. This is me lecturing myself. I'm not talking to y'all. This is me lecturing Dee Hankins saying, dude, you're doing stupid things. And you're setting your kids up for failure. And they're going to have to grow up at the bottom of the bucket because we decided to give them things that they don't necessarily need right now. But we feel guilty. So we'll spend thousands of dollars on travel ball where they're sitting on the bench and scoring 2 points a game instead of thousands of dollars in a trust fund to where if they decided, well, I'm not going to play basketball anymore, I'm going to get into, engineering or whatever the case may be. Well, guess what? Now they got to get an engineering degree and they have no money. So come on, man. Like I just want, again, I go back to that Dave Ramsey quote. And if you want to be rich, you got to do what rich people do. And that's take care of themselves financially. We'll be right back. As you know, my passion is to help people build resilience, and it's a journey I've been on my entire life. That's why I created the Dee Hankins At Best Student Development Program. I started the program because I once was a student facing major curveballs, and I want to show students that they have a chance at a successful future no matter their background. We empower students with a 6-step framework called Win Your Challenges. And we build a network of support between students and parents and caring adults in their lives. If you're a parent, educator, or administrator and want to learn more about how we build bridges and transform school communities, I invite you to visit my website, deehankins.com. That's DeeHankins.com to learn more about how you can bring the At Best program to your school. All right, y'all, welcome back. Look, in order to be financially free, which is step one is to pay off your debt. Stop being in debt. In order to do that, we got to get out of the wishing well trap, okay? You have to stop aspiring to be debt-free and taking action to be debt-free, okay? Wishing to be debt-free, wishing to win the lottery and all that, that's great. People call it wishing, people call it manifesting, so on and so forth. Okay, that's awesome. But you also have to take actionable steps. All right? Do something that points you in the direction that you want to go. Don't just say, I wish. Don't just say, what if, and then keep doing the same behavior. Change your behavior. Shift your mindset. This is why this mindset is critical, because you have to take action. And this action is uncomfortable. This action is going to make you look and go, whoa, that's scary. But trust me when I say this, on the other side of debt is debt freedom. And man, the liberation, the freedom, the excitement, the peace that comes with that, the power of no becomes exponentially more powerful because you mean it this time. Remember, financial freedom is not the number. It's about making decisions based off of opportunity and not necessity, right? Imagine walking into your job. Your boss is just being an a-hole and you just can't take it and you just go, you know what? I'm out. And where are you going? Dave Ramsey says, I don't have any payments. I don't owe anybody. So I'm not going to sit here and take things that I don't have to take. But in order to do that, you have to make actionable plans. You have to take actionable steps, and you have to do it now. You can't wait till next week. You can't wait till next month. You can't say, oh, okay, yeah, I'll start on Monday. You can't say you don't have time anymore. You have to make time. Get out of the wishing well trap. Start making actionable decisions and start making them today. And the first step that you can take is go home and open up a budgeting app. Take a look at all of your debt outside of the mortgage and write it down and put it on paper. Look at all the things that you're subscribed to. Look at all the things that you don't need. If you haven't watched HBO Max in 3 months because your favorite show hasn't had a new season, why do you continue to pay for that? Come on, y'all. Man, we can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. All right. But you got to want to. You have to want to. Stop wishing. Start making things happen. Remember, action creates motivation. Motivation doesn't create action. You can sit here and listen to this podcast all day and get hyped up and go, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's right. I'm gonna do all this and do all that. I'm motivated. And as soon as you get home, it's just let me put the kids to bed first. As soon as you get home, well, let me make dinner first. As soon as you get home, well, let me sweep the floor first. Well, let me watch this show first. Let me relax first. Let me do all these things first. And then you forget about it. And then 6 months go by, and then boom, we're back in the same spot. You have to take action, and small action creates motivation. I think about this on my debt-free journey. Yeah, paying off my debt little by little, man, it was sad, kind of, because the needle wasn't really moving. You know what I'm saying? $1,000 here, $100 there, $200 there, and it's just like the needle wasn't moving, but I stayed consistent. And when I stayed consistent and I saw it drop off for the first time, I got motivated to continue to do it. And the more motivated I got, the more progress happened. The happier I got, the more excited I got. I got to a point where even though I was paying large sums of money, it was like I enjoyed seeing my debt dwindle. So that journey to zero was exciting. It was like, yo, I'm almost there. And then I started looking for more ways to pay off this debt. Trust me, it happens, okay? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Some people don't like Dave. I hear some people go, I'm not listening to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about and so on and so forth. Okay, all right? Like, find out your own way. I only utilize him because his method is what got me debt-free, and it's what got me debt-free quickly. So if you find something that works for you, great. If you're like, hey, I love living in debt, great. You know, everybody's going to make their decisions, right? This is for people that want to take control of their finances, and you have to take an actionable step, and you got to do it today. You can't wait. You have to do something today. So I'll give you an example of something that I did that was absolutely crazy. I don't know about y'all, but if you have a Gmail or an Outlook or something like that, chances are you have hundreds, if not thousands, of emails, thousands of unread emails, thousands of read emails, all this stuff. And one day I was just looking at my Gmail and I read something that said, if it's important, it'll come back to you. So I just clicked select all, and I deleted everything. One click, select all, delete all. And man, I look at my Gmail now. There's one email in there because I don't need this. Unsubscribe. Don't shop here anymore. Unsubscribe. Haven't shopped here. I don't want your newsletter. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe to things. Sometimes you have to click and delete something. Why is this important to financial health? Sometimes you have to look at the things that you have and say, I haven't used this for a while. I'm not using this at all. Click it metaphorically and delete it. Just toss it. Throw it away. Okay? Same thing with finances. Is it Netflix? Is it YouTube TV? Look at all the subscriptions that you have. Peacock. Oh, I can't delete Peacock because I watch this show. Or I can't delete Netflix because I like watching this show. Or I can't so on and so forth. I want you to think about it this way. The shows that you're watching, guess what? Those actors are getting paid. And you know what you're doing? You're paying to watch them. You're paying your hard-earned money that you don't have because you're in debt. You're paying to watch them. They're doing what they need to do to get paid. What are you doing? Paying for them. You have control over where you spend your money. Put yourself on punishment. That's an actionable step. I'm not downloading Netflix until I pay off $2,000. I'm not watching another football game until I pay off my credit card. There's actionable steps that you could take. These are things that I did. So I shared this with my friend one time because I was really struggling with shoes. I love shoes. I love buying shoes. So what I started doing was this. I take a Post-it note and a pen. I go to a Foot Locker. I look at those shoes, something that I really wanted, okay? I'd write the price down. I'd ask the lady, how much is this plus tax, all that other stuff. It'd be $115.99, okay? So I'd write that number down, $115.99. I'd walk out the store and I immediately take out my phone, I would transfer money from my checkings account and put it towards my credit card. Why? Because I was going to do it anyway. I was going to buy these shoes anyway. So what helped me start to get into this mindset of saying no was I would just write that number down and I'd take it out of my check and I'd pay it towards my credit card. That's kind of what helped me until I really got into the Dave Ramsey steps. But that was one ways that I did it, an actionable step. And it really, really helped. Take an actionable step. Take it today. We'll be right back. What's up, everyone? I'm excited to announce the launch of my brand new podcast, The Dee Hankins Show. But it isn't just about me. I want you to be a part of it too. I'm looking for your stories for 2 brand new segments. First up, Curveball Corner. If you have a situation or problem that you're dealing with, send in your story and I'll give you my best advice. Then we have Home Run Highlights for those moments of pure, undeniable success, like paying off your student loans, landing a new job, or buying a house. So, you ready to be on the show? Head to the link in my bio right now and share your story with me. I can't wait to hear from you. Another important piece of this journey to financial freedom is you have to stop making excuses. You have to stop saying you can't. You have to stop saying it's too complicated. You have to stop saying you don't have enough time. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough this. You don't have enough that. You have to stop saying that. Find a way. You are a human being. The most resilient organisms on the planet are human beings. We adapt. We make sacrifices. We do things when we put our minds to it. Stop making excuses. Excuses or blame is when you mix your buckets, my choices and your choices. So when you say, well, the government, that's blame. When you say, well, my job, that's blame. Because I can guarantee that if each and every one of you submitted your bank accounts to me, I would find a bunch of fast food in there. I'd find a bunch of things that you don't necessarily need, but you wanted, and you were unwilling to sacrifice those wants. Think about this, man. How many of y'all have went on vacation even though you know you couldn't afford it? Because you said you deserved it. Because you're working hard and you're tired. How many? We live in a culture of debt. And that is the system. The system is to keep you in debt. Okay? So you need your credit card because you need a credit card score. Well, what does a credit card score measure? How long you're in debt? How well you manage your debt? Not how well you manage your money. Think about that. It's not how well you manage your money. It's how well you manage your debt, how well you manage owing people. Why pay it off every month and so on and so forth. Hey, I'm not here to argue your methods or whatever the case may be, but if you're doing it for points and, I got to spend $10,000 to get to Hawaii for 50% off, you're still trapped in the game. Why do you think credit card companies started points? Because humans love gamified things. Oh, I can earn. Why do you think they give cash back? So to get you to spend more, right? It's all, you have to understand the system. Once you understand the system, you can play your way out of it. You can use it to your advantage. All right. So stop making excuses. Start making things happen today. Once you stop making excuses, you can finally take back control. You're saying, I'm not going to depend on anyone else to get me out of this hole. I'm going to climb out of this hole myself. And that is going to allow me to give my kids, my loved ones, whoever you care about, or whatever you want to do in the community, that's going to give me the opportunity to help those in need. Stop letting people step all over you. Stop letting people stomp all over you like you're nothing, like you're replaceable. Oh, you don't want to? Okay, well, you better get here. You have to get here. I control you. Stop letting people do that. Stop begging. Stop begging for PTO. Stop begging to use your PTO. Like, think about that. Think about working and accumulating paid time off only for it to be denied when you really need to use it. Stop doing that to yourself, man. Stop it. Okay? Yes, D. So much easier said than done. I get it. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in a long time. And for reasons like this, they don't care. Their job is to make money. These companies, their job is to make money. Okay? So whatever happens in your life that prevents you from getting to work on time or yada, they care nothing about. They just want you to do what you need to do to make them money. And you don't have to live that way. Now, this is the kicker, and this is why this is important to you. You're always going to have people that make excuses. You're always going to have people that have victim mentalities, okay? Always. That's never going to change. No matter how many podcasts are out there, no matter how many people from the bottom reach the top and start telling you, no matter how many books, seminars, webinars, conferences you go to where you see people and they tell you these stories of how they went from broke to financially free or this and that, you're always going to have people say, that can't be me. Let them work for those companies. What's that quote that says, if you don't build your dreams, someone will hire you to build theirs? This happens every day. Every single day. You are working to build someone else's dreams. Someone was like, yo, I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of being in debt. I'm tired of playing the game that the system created. I'm tired of this. So they built their dreams. And they said, hey, you want to work, help me build my dreams because you're not building yours. You enjoy being in debt and struggling and living paycheck to paycheck. Hey, I can help you with that. So I'm going to start this bank and I'm going to pay myself millions of dollars of bonuses and I'm just going to pay you minimum wage. You're not going to like it, but guess what? You're going to continue doing it. You know why? Because you refuse to build your own dreams. You refuse to say no. You refuse to stop. You refuse to look at your financial health and make it a priority. So you make everybody else's financial health a priority. And the thing is we get mad at these billionaires. We get mad at these millionaires. We get mad at the Jeff Bezos, even though we made them rich. How many times have you had an Amazon package come to your house that you didn't need? You just saw something that you liked. You saw something that was cute and you bought it. Well, guess what? You're helping him build his dreams and he's living the life. Now, does he owe you? Does he have to be like, okay, well, I want you to work for me now, so I'm going to pay you a livable wage? No, he doesn't have to. You know why? Because this is the country that we live in. Is it right? No. Is it the way that the system is designed? Yes. Do you have to play the game? No. It's a choice that you make, and I want you to start making the right choices. So look, I hope I motivated you. I hope I inspired you. I hope I just got you thinking. That's all I want. I just want the wheels to start turning. And I want you to take the actionable step today. And on these next few episodes, we're going to create steps and a process that helps you follow through to get to your journey, not to just wish it, but to actually make it happen. I've done it. Millions of other people have done it. Why can't you do it? Why can't you be one of the people that live debt-free? Why can't you be one of the many people that are exiting this system that's supposed to keep you down, dumb, and in debt? Look, last thing, there's a lot of things you can't control, but there's so many things that you can. You can't control how much it costs to get a teacher's degree right now. Okay, you can't control a lot of financial systematic issues, but you can't control what you do with the paycheck that you get every day from your hard-earned work. You can't control that. And if you use that wisely and you make decisions and you take full and absolute responsibility and you live in the My Choice bucket, you will become financially resilient. All right, y'all, we're going to get to my favorite section, Curveball Corner and Home Run Highlights. And this week, we don't have any again, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'm going to share one. I'm not going to share a curveball, but I am going to share a home run highlight, especially in the context of financial freedom. And that home run highlight is this. I have set up accounts for my kids, and I'm really excited about that. Every month, a certain amount goes in, and I just continue to watch it grow. And I'm really, really proud of myself because I never thought that I could have that. I never thought I'd be able to do that. I didn't learn that, but now I'm hoping that with God's grace and making good decisions, one day they grow up and they have money. They don't have to struggle, and we start to build that financial generational wealth that everybody is talking about. And I made the sacrifices, and I'm happy to do so, man. It's a part of my budget, which we'll talk about budgeting in separate episodes, but it's a part of my budget. It's a priority. I'm like, hey, every month, certain amount is going to go into my kids' 529s. If they decide to go to college, great. If they don't, it'll roll over to a 401k. But, if you think about math, you think about exponential growth. My daughter right now is 1. My son is 10. You know what I'm saying? We're talking 8 years and 18 years where they're going to be. Man, I'm super excited about that. That is my home run highlight for the day. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'll see y'all next week for episode 7. Remember, we're getting down and dirty in the finances. Share your story, share your curveballs, share your highlights. I want to hear from you. You have a voice and it's important. So share your story with the show. I will see y'all all next week. Remember, life throws curveballs, but even curveballs can be hit.